Alright guys, NorCalo here, and today's video is going to be a little different from the normal Call of Duty videos. I'm actually going to use this video to go over a couple or the components that I'm using for my next computer build. The reason I haven't been making videos as often as I'd like to is because my 5-year-old MacBook Pro, it's a little dated, and it's getting kind of hard to edit videos on it, so yeah, I thought for the New Year's, I'd build a computer, and as you can tell from the description of this video, that I'm going to try to build a Hackintosh. So it's going to be my first Hackintosh build. Hopefully it all goes well. I'll link in the description the blog that I use. It's a guy named Tony Mac, and it's a pretty informative and helpful blog. He actually has a list of components that have been tried and trusted, and I pretty much used one of his custom builds and substituted components here or there. Yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and go over pieces that I'm going to use for the build. Guess we'll start with the motherboard. It's a Gigabyte Z68 XP UD5 motherboard. Not the top of the line. The UD7 is going to be the flagship model. But I didn't go budget either with this one here, so I went middle of the road with the motherboard. On the motherboard, we're using the Intel Core i7 2700K processor. You got the box that's clocked to 3.5 gigahertz, and then with turbo boost or hyper-threading. With hyper-threading, I think it gets 3.9 gigahertz. But I'm planning on doing some overclocking with that beast. Let's see here. Oh yeah, don't ask me how much I paid for it either, because you wouldn't believe me if I told you. So I got a real good deal on that. The graphics card that I'm using I can't show you because it's currently in transit, but it's the MSI Radeon 6870, the Hawk edition. Planning on overclocking that as well. All this might be a little overkill for a Mac, but hopefully if all goes to plan, I'm gonna run Windows on it as well. Do a little gaming on that. For RAM, we have the Corsair Vengeance 16 gigabyte DDR3 RAM. Let's see here. Power supply also went with Corsair. It's the Corsair AX850. I have a lot of Corsair products in this build because through my work we actually get these for 45% off, so it's a no-brainer to go for as many Corsair components as I could. Storage, I have these two here. OCZ Vertex III 60 gigabyte solid state drive as my cache drive, hopefully, and then Western Digital Caviar Black 1 terabyte for everything else. Cooling, we're going with the Corsair H100 water cooling system. I initially went air cooling with the Noctua NHD14, but I was having clearance issues with that and the Corsair RAM, so I went air cooling or water cooling instead. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Mac OS X Snow Leopard, of course. Oh, and then haven't seen too much of these floating around the internet, but these are new from Bitfenix. It's the Spectre Pro line, the non-LED versions, but I pretty much went with 4 140mm fans and 5 120 for the case and the water cooling unit. Static pressure is not the best, 1200 RPM, but it moves a decent amount of air, 56 CFM, so I figured using 4 of these in the push-pull on the H100 should be alright, but we'll see. I'll let you guys know how that turns out. How are we on time? 21 seconds. Let's see here. Oh, and the case that I'm using, I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's a Corsair 800D. Not the best for air cooling. I mean, I'm not going totally water cooled, but airflow on that case sucks, so hopefully these fans will do it some justice. Let's see, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, also went with the Corsair Airflow. I think this is the second version. The first one had 3 fans on it. For the RAM, I guess it's made for the Dominator RAM, but it'll work with any other, or with other RAM as well. You'll just have some space in between the RAM and the cooler. But I'm using that as well. And lastly is Logitech C910. It's supposed to be a really good webcam, records in 1080p HD, and it's Mac compatible, so I'm praying that works out. That's about it, guys. I have a Sony optical drive as well, but I'm not going to put that on camera because there's no retail packaging on that one. Yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to rate it and subscribe. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be making more videos soon. Alright, I'm out. Thanks. Love you. Bye.